welcome to Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. I am happy to be here today, and as you know, on Poly TV show we have exciting, interesting and educative topics for you all. My name is Damilola Adekule.
And I am Samuel Olanio. Like Dami has rightly stated, today is such a wonderful day and we are excited because on Poly TV we are here to give you the very best of entertainment. And today on the program we're going to be having the very first segment of the show, and that's the front page review of newspaper headlines, and also we move straight to the other segment of the program. We'll go on a short break and we'll come back. We'll move straight to the front page review of newspaper. We'll be right back. You're on to that segment of Poly TV show, and that's the front page review of Nigerian dailies, newspapers, and we have with us varieties of paper with us this morning. We have with us Punch, we have the Vanguard newspaper, we also have the Daily Tribune, and also some other newspaper that will be giving to you the major stories that made the front page of those newspaper.
Okay, with that being said, we'll be kickstarting today's edition of newspaper front page with the Vanguard newspaper with this bold headline: anxiety as pump price of petrol raises towards 1,405 per litre, and there are several riders underneath it. Costing template shows landing price at 1,205 naira per litre. NNPC already overwhelmed by subsidy. Marketers give condition for participating in importation. New official pump price expected this month. Dangote refinery concludes fuel refining plants. Commuters pay higher fares. To get the full gist of this story and to get the details, pick a copy of Vanguard newspaper today.
All right, still on the word of Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have that story on the front page that says presidency denies alleged frosty relationship between Tinubu and Shettima. Presidency denies alleged frosty relationship between Tinubu and Shettima. For more of that story, grab a copy of the Vanguard.
Nigerian Airlines not delisted from operating to United States over safety. That story is created the federal government, and to get the details of that story, pick a copy of Vanguard and go to page 16.
2027, PDP in talks with Kwankwaso, Obi says spokesman. 2027, PDP in talks with Kwankwaso, Obi says a spokesman. For more of that story, you can find it on the front page of the Vanguard.
Forex. Renewed Naira depreciation begins as market turnover falls 25%. Forex. Renewed Naira depreciation begins as market turnover falls 25%. For more details on that story, go to page 19.
And away from the word of Vanguard newspaper, we move straight to the word of the Punch. And the major story making waves on the front page of the Punch newspaper is that story that talks about PDP governors. And it captures it this way: PDP governors Wike may clash as NWC meets Wednesday. And also it has rider that was captured as NEC pressures NWC to hand over Rivers PDP to Fubara, while PDP governors will address ministers' threat at meeting, says Forum DG. For more of the story, you can turn to page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Hospitals, tertiary institutions, electricity subsidy may gulp 188 billion naira. Hospitals, tertiary institutions, electricity subsidy may gulp 188 billion naira, and that story is on page 18 of the Punch newspaper.
Arrested Canada-based Nigerian woman threatening Yoruba risks 2-year jail. Arrested Canada-based Nigerian woman threatening Yoruba risks 2-year jail. For more of that story, you can turn to page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper.
Petrol will be exported if marketers boycott product. Petrol will be exported if marketers boycott product. That is credited to Dangote Refinery. For more details on that story, go to page 19 of the Punch.
All right, and away from that, the Punch, we move straight to the Word of the Nation newspaper. Yeah, the Word of the Nation newspaper. And we have stories on the front page. Oyo to deploy 20 CNG buses given by federal government. Oyo to deploy 20 CNG buses given by federal government. For more of that story, you can just turn to page 27 of the Nation newspaper.
Treason. Police placed 20 million naira bounty on Britain, Nigeria. Treason. Police placed 20 million naira bounty on Britain, Nigeria. And there are 2 riders underneath it. NLC President Ajero for interrogation over link with wine. Britain, some suspect patronized my shop. For more details on that story, pick a copy of the Nation newspaper.
And against the forthcoming Edo gubernatorial elections in Edo State, Edo 2024. Here we have varieties of stories here. And then it is, are we complete Oshiomole's project, says Okpebolo. And also PDP will secure victory in Oredo local government. New market traders, OK Igodalu, and APC passes votes of confidence in chairman and secretary. For more of that story, you can turn to page 5 of the Nation newspaper.
Tinubu administration committed to security of Nigerians, says Shetima. Tinubu administration committed to security of Nigerians, says Shetima. For more on that story, pick a copy of the Nation and go to page 6.
All right, and away from the Nation, we move to the world of Nigerian Tribune. And then the very big story on the front page there says NNPC to be sole buyer of Dangote PMS. That's according to report that we have on the Tribune. And also it says as refinery begins processing of products. That for more of that story, you can turn to page 6 of Nigerian Tribune.
Queues for petrol persist as independent marketers sell 950 naira per litre. Queues for petrol persist as independent marketers sell 950 naira per litre. That story is on page 4 of Nigerian Tribune.
And straight to the world of Leadership newspaper, Leadership. And then there's the story, police uncover foreigners plotting regime change. Please uncover foreigners plotting regime change. And while we also declare British citizen Andrew Wine wanted. I am ready to answer questions. That's according to suspect. Arrange 10 end bad governance protesters. For more of the story, you can turn to page 4 of the Leadership newspaper.
Northern governors unite against insecurity. Northern governors unite against insecurity. For more details on that story, go to page 6 of Leadership newspaper.
And also quickly to the word of the Daily Times newspaper. Daily Times newspaper, we have a story. That story is talking about the flood. Flood claims 200 lives, displaces over 208,000 people in 26 states. That's according to NHPP ADEC boss. And for more of that story, you can turn to page 10 of the Daily Times newspaper.
PDP summons Wike set to discipline members for anti-party activities. And the rider, no major talk with any political party. Nobody is above the party. That is credited to NPS. And for more on that story, pick a copy of the Daily Times newspaper.
And then before we go to the world of sports, let's quickly take you to the world of the Guardian newspaper. And then it has a very bold headline that says, sit at home, insecurity, secessionist agitations, deep FDI trade in Southeast states. For more of that story, you can turn to page 6 of the Guardian newspaper.
PDP says Wike not above party as disciplinary committee issues summons. For more of that story, pick a copy of the Guardian newspaper.
And still on the Guardian newspaper, fuel scarcity, sack Kyari now, coalition demands. Fuel scarcity, sack Kyari now, coalition demands. For more of that story, you can grab a copy of the Guardian newspaper.
Demand for Dangote's PMS intensifies as petrol hits 1,000 naira per litre. Demand for Dangote's PMS intensifies as petrol hits 1,000 naira per litre. For more of that story, pick a copy of the Guardian newspaper.
And finally, this morning, the world of sport, and that's the Punch Sports Extra newspaper. That's a story coming in from the world of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Says early birds trust Ekong, Lukman, Boniface arrive Eagles camp in Uyo, and that's ahead of the 2026 AFCON qualifiers. For more of that story, you can turn to page 7 of Punch Sports Extra.
Falconets will be better against Germany. That story is great to Danjuma. Falconets will be better against Germany. That story is great to Danjuma. And for more on that story, pick a copy of the Punch Sport Extra.
And on the issue of Osimhen's transfer saga, and there is an interesting headline from the world of Punch Sports Extra that says Osimhen agrees Galatasaray loan move. And that's a very good story, especially considering the fact that the man has been so much of a concern as regards the transfer rumor. But finally, Osimhen completes Galatasaray loan move, and that's on the front page of Punch Sports Extra.
Afro Basket. South Africa denies Junior D Tigers visas. Afro Basket. South Africa denies Junior D Tigers visa. For more of that story, pick a copy of the Punch Sports Extra.
Al Ittihad make £35 million Trossard offer. For more of that story, you can turn to page 4 of Punch Sports Extra.
Bolaji dedicates historic bronze medal to late coach. For more on that story, pick a copy of the Punch Sports Extra.
And finally, AFCON qualifiers. Eagles job trios Ilechukwu Ogumodede. For more of that story, you can check the front page of Punch Sports Action. That will be all on the major headlines making waves in Nigerian national dailies. We're going to shop because we'll come back. We have more for you. Don't get, we'll be right back. Back. You're still on to Poly TV show and your darling TV station, Poly TV Ilaro. And we're on to that segment of the program, and that's FPR Agenda. And this is where we get to talk about polytechnic-centric issues, issues that pertain to the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, the very best polytechnic in Nigeria, Africa, and as well in the entire wide world. So today we have with us a guest in the studio. He is the chairman of the student competition at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, and also he's head of a department. I mean, that's the Transport and Planning Department of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. I'm talking about Dr. Abdurrahman Ajala Taiwo. He's also a town planner. You're welcome to the program today, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, so quickly, we want to today we want to look at the students competition on at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. We understand that part of the activities of students outside writing examinations and outside going to classes for lectures, one of the core areas where students excel themselves in is participating in some extracurricular activities like going for competitions and also doing the school very proud. So can you tell us, give us an highlight of your office as the chairman of that particular your committee?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, moderator. Well, student competition is like an avenue for students to express their knowledge and how far they've been developed via the academic as well as the extra curricular activities. The student competition started, I think, 2 years ago, and it was as a way of immortalizing the name of the former rector, architect Olusegun Aluko. And that was when the competition was set up as Architect Olusegun Olarewaju Aluko annual student competition. And the aim of the competition is to showcase our students what they've been able to acquire in terms of knowledge, in terms of their innovative ideas, in terms of critical thinking, public speaking. And this we started last year. The first edition was held last year, and it was basically public speaking. And a good number of our students participated in that. And we had somebody from Mass Comm department as the winner of that particular competition. And the present rector, Dr. Michael Akinde, has a lot of interest in student development. And he has given a lot of support to that committee for us to make sure that annually we organize that competition and see, apart from the normal exam, and see how our students can as well compete not only within the campus, even across other universities and polytechnics, tertiary institutions in general. And that we have been doing in the last few years that the committee was established. We have members of the committee across the department. We have people from department that has to do with some innovative things like art and design, like music, like all of this engineering department. All of us are put together. And the focus of that committee is about, I think, about 4 cardinal things. We are looking at public speaking. We want to develop our students to be able to stand anywhere and talk, and not just talk intellectually. We also have the aspect of innovative ideas, where students will be asked to develop technical things to solve a particular problems, like inventing certain things. So we also have that. Then we also have the aspect of talent hunt. Most especially those who are interested in music and some of these entertainment things. Then art and crafts. All of these are put together in that competition. Every year we change the theme of that competition. Like I said, the last one was, the first one was on public speaking and talent hunt. The second one was on innovative development of innovative ideas from technical and vocational area. And the next one is likely going to be something else. We even go to the extent of even cooking. If you know how to cook well, you can also participate and give us some delicacies that you now come and tell us why that delicacy is good for us, and things like that. So it cut across our academic and endeavors, our social, our mundane life, everything that has to do with human development. Okay. So the competition focus on that.
Thank you so much for answering that question. So the next question is, how does the student competition contribute to the growth and development of the future leaders?
Yes, that's a very good one. Yes, and that is the underlying idea behind the competition. We actually want to make sure that our students are the best, across the globe, and our students are able to compete with anybody anywhere. And that was demonstrated some days ago when we have to participate in a competition that was organized by the International Organization on the SDG Youth. And what we are looking at is competition develop critical thinking in students. Because you will face with some challenges, some questions will come that you have to now add 1 + 2 together to be able to give answers. If you are not intellectually advanced to a certain level, you may not be able to do that. So students participating in competition give them that ability to develop their critical thinking. It also brings some reputation to the institution. Because if you compete with other institutions, I mean, across the nation, and you came first, or you are in the first 2-3 positions, then people begin to look at that your institution and say, oh, the institution where that girl or that boy come from is they are doing yes, exactly, they are doing. So it also develop their, I mean, communication skill. Because if you are not that good and you are facing the audience, maybe you know how the competition environment look like.
Thousands of individuals.
Individuals, and people are listening to hear what you are going to say. If you are not confident enough, you may not be able to withstand the crowd. But if you have been participating in competition, you will have developed that communication skill and be able to speak anywhere. Our students should be able to present themselves anywhere, and that is one of those things. And that also gives them the higher responsibility. If you cannot communicate well, then no matter how intelligent, no matter how good you are, you may not be able to get to that position that you may likely aspire to be. Yes, competition also allow students to network. When you go out for competition, you meet people. I mean, they see you. Then a lot of collaboration, teamwork will come out of it. They say, "Oh, that boy that presented that girl that presented. Oh, where are you from? Can I have your contact in case we have similar and networking and teamwork, and a lot of opportunity will also come." And for us to be able to present those opportunities to our students, we must present them for such competition. And the more they participate in such competition, the more exposure they have, and the more confidence they are to face the life challenges. And these are some of the underlying ideas behind that competition. And I know our students are already benefiting from that. People are beginning to think, say, oh, next competition, what am I going to present? And they begin to start thinking and work outside the box and see how they can be able to emerge as a winner. And a lot of motivation that are attached to competition, like the prize they're going to get, makes students to work harder, to want to win that prize. And in the process of aspiring to win that prize, and you're working harder, you are developing your intellectual, you are developing your vocational and skill capability. And that is, at the long run, is a good one for our students.
Okay, so I want us to now look at the aspect of, because you've mentioned quite a whole lot of things as regards student competition on campus. I want us to look at the aspect of selection criteria, because I'm aware that we have thousands of students on campus, and then these students are blessed with varieties of skills, from, like you said, from culinary skills to public speaking skills and the like. So how does your committee select students? I'm talking about outside competition, not the one on campus now. How do you select students that take part in some of these contexts, I mean, outside institutions? How do you get to select them, your selection criteria? Yes,
we make our competitions all-inclusive. It is open to everybody. At any point in time that there is a competition coming, we'll announce to all the HODs so that they help us to disseminate the message to their students. And oftentimes, most of those students will now make their entries. And we make the entry easily accessible via online medium. So you just apply, send in your whatever, and we have developed a platform for which you can send in pictures of your inventions or whatever, write up and all of that via that means, and the committee is going to assess them. Like I said, we have those people that make up of the committee are professionals from different areas. We have engineers, we have artists, we have music professionals, we have environmentalists and all of that. So they will allocate some of these things to them to assess. and they will assess. Then we will also invite the student to come and make presentation. Come and speak to what you have sent to us. So let's see whether you are the one that actually produced this, or you are the one that's putting this together. Okay. So come and present it to us. And oftentimes we do it at school levels. So the last one we did, we have School of Environmental separately, School of Pure and Applied Science and all that. The winners emerging from all of those schools will now be put together for the grand finale. And that has been the procedure. And at the grand finale, we will also bring people outside the committee as panel of judges that will also look at to assess whatever they are going to present. And oftentimes our result has not been contested by anybody, and that means we are due diligence to it.
Okay, so thank you so much for answering that. Let's look at the way forward now. So I would like to ask, what are the future plans of the committee? I mean, to expanding and enhancing student competition.
And you may also add how you get your funds, like funding the committee as well. We're really out of time.
Yes, thank you very much. In terms of funding, we are very grateful to the management, and they are actually doing that for us. And in terms of going forward, yes, we have made the competition an internal thing. And what we are looking forward to is to make it a national thing, that our students will compete with other students from other tertiary institutions, so that it's not going to look as if we are just doing it internally. Okay. Let other schools come and let us showcase our students and say, yes, we are not only doing it internally, but we can compete with students from across the world. All right.
When is the next competition for architectural local competition? When is the date?
Yes, the next one is going to be a very, very, all-encompassing one, because it's going to mark the retirement of Architectural Local.
Wow, that's a very good.
And that's going to be next. That's going to be next May. May 13 is going to be the grand finale, but there will have been some series of activities before that day. All so right. May 13 is going to be the next edition of that competition. All
right, thank you, TPL Abdurrahman Taiwo Ajala, for coming on the program today. We appreciate you. We'll go on this break and we'll come back. We're rounding up our program. You're still on to Poly TV Ilaro. We'll be right back.
It's still the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro, and today's program has been very interesting, educative and interactive. We had the first segment, which is a newspaper front page, followed by FPI agenda. So Samuel, today has been the chat we had with the TPL on FPI agenda, TPL Ajala Taiwo. It's very interactive, and we got to bring out some of the things that some of us want answers to, and it's been really great.
Yeah, of course, like you rightly stated, it was a very wonderful conversation with him, and it points out to the fact that as students, you need to come to school, then also outside your normal classes, regular classes, you need to also develop yourself in your the extracurricular activities, like cooking skills, public speaking skills, and other areas of life. Those you really need those things to excel in the in the market out there and all that.
So Samuel, what are you good at? What can you do?
Well, I feel cook. Yeah, I'm a very good cook. I can cook, and I can also. I think I do MC, so I do public speaking to some extent. I've been to certain contexts and all that. I'm a poet too. I'm a poet. I mean, I read poems. I'm also an actor.
Well, okay. So, as you know, if you're students of the Federal Polytechnic in Ilaro, you know that we are on this very great and this week that every finalist can just get over.
Yes, a whole lot of activities are going on campus at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. It's the FYB Week 2020.
Final year
brethren.
Week.
Like,
2024.
Something came to my mind. I was wondering, why did we have like that brethren, FYB brethren, like making it look like churchy or something, like brethren, like these in church.
Say that to the finalists.
Oh, well,
Let
so
them hear you.
so the brethren out there, I mean the brothers and the sisters,
Come
not
for
in the
you.
church,
Come
on
for
campus. Yeah. So really, it's your week, and you're having a whole lot of activities for the FYB week 2024. And then I think a lot of things, the corporate day, the gin on gin day, the sportswear, the sports and all, a lot of things, back to school and all that.
Native attire.
It's really, and in fact, the memory just struck me when I was on campus, and I was like, I saw them in multitudes with their wear, like, oh man, when I was in school and all that, you know.
And that will bring us to, we had conversation with some of the finalists and the shit.
And some beautiful clips also, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
of what is transpiring
Yes.
for the FYB week 2024 at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro.
FYB week, final year brethren, and today is our corporate day. It's going to be a continuous thing because it's more like you upholding your department, something you love doing.
This week is our FYB week, and today is our corporate day, so that's why everybody's putting on corporates, as you can see.
Welcome back. It's the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro.
5 years on campus. I mean,
Look at their corporates.
ND2,
It's corporate.
1 year IT, HND1, HND2, man. Come on, it's worth celebrating. I mean.
COVID-19 break. You didn't have that.
Oh, a COVID-19 break, and also ASUP strike. Despite all, man, I think it's a huge celebration for them, actually.
Yes, and to the finalists, all finalists out there, we are saying congratulations to every one of you, and do well to enjoy your FYB week judiciously. Like, enjoy it to the fullest.
I love that word you actually use, judiciously. And don't forget that the exam is around the corner.
You don't have to
so
say
ensure you read while you're celebrating. It's very important, because Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, there's no play.
Okay, with that, we have to wrap up. My name is Damilola Adekunle. See you some other time.
And I am Samuel Olaniyan. Stay well and enjoy your day. Bye for now.